In a bustling Ashanti village, where thatched huts huddled under great baobab trees, lived a spider named Anansi. He was no ordinary spider. With 8 spindly legs, twinkling black eyes, and a kente cloth scarf tied jauntily around his neck, Anansi was the cleverest creature around. His webs, spun between the huts, shimmered like jewels in the dawn light. He'd boast to anyone who would listen, "My wit is as strong as my silk, and my plans are more intricate than any web." One day, he overheard the village elders sighing. They spoke of a world empty of stories, for all tales were locked away by Nyame, the great sky god. An ambitious spark ignited in Anansi. He would climb to the heavens and claim those stories for himself. He scurried to the edge of the village, where a shimmering ladder of vines reached into the clouds. With a dramatic puff of his chest, Anansi began to climb, his little legs working tirelessly. Higher and higher he went, until he reached Nyame's realm, majestic court of swirling mist and golden light. The sky god, a magnificent figure in a starry robe, sat upon a cloud throne. Anansi knelt low. "O great Nyame," he began, "I have come to bargain for your stories, the wisdom of the world." Nyame's laughter boomed like thunder. "You, a tiny spider, wish to own all stories. Very well, but the price is steep. You must bring me 3 things. The fearsome leopard with teeth of glittering daggers, the great python who is longer than a canoe, and the entire swarm of hornets whose stings are like fire." Anansi, never one to back down from a challenge, bowed his head and agreed. His first quest led him deep into a misty jungle. He heard the leopard's territorial roar before he saw the sleek, snarling beast. Anansi knew he couldn't win with strength. So, he set a clever trap. He found a hollow log and smeared it thick with sweet, golden honey. "Friend leopard," he called out, "I have found the sweetest treat, but my mouth is too small. Surely a mighty creature like you can lick it clean." The leopard, unable to resist, plunged its head into the log. While it was lost in sweet oblivion, Anansi tied the log shut, yanking out the beast's glittering teeth with a sharp tug. He placed the prize in a calabash and scurried away, leaving the toothless leopard roaring in fury. Next, Anansi went to the sun-dappled riverbank, where the great python lay coiled on a branch. The serpent was truly massive, its iridescent scales shimmering in the light. "Greetings, magnificent python," Anansi exclaimed. "The village is arguing. Some say you are the longest creature in the world, but others say this bamboo pole is longer. I say you are longer, of course." Flattered, the python agreed to a contest. It stretched itself out along the bamboo pole, trying to prove its mighty length. In that instant, Anansi quickly wrapped strong vines around the python, binding it tight to the pole. The great snake was trapped. Anansi rolled his prize like a giant mat and began the long journey back to the sky. His final task was the most perilous, capturing the wily hornets. He found their hive buzzing angrily in a thorny acacia thicket. Anansi carved a large gourd, filled it with ash, and approached the swarm. "Oh, dear hornets," he cried, looking at the sky. "A terrible storm is coming. I have a safe, dry shelter for you right here." He held up the gourd. The hornets, fearing the rain, buzzed frantically and swarmed inside. As soon as the queen was in, Anansi sealed the opening, trapping them all. He shook the gourd wildly, the ash clouding the air inside, and set off with the furious hive. Panting but proud, Anansi climbed the vine ladder one last time. He stood before Nyame and presented his impossible prizes: the leopard's teeth, the bound python, and the buzzing gourd of hornets. The sky god nodded gravely, a look of true surprise on his glowing face. "Anansi," he rumbled, his voice filled with respect, You have proven that wit can overcome might. The stories are yours." He handed Anansi a heavy, glowing clay pot. It was sealed tight, and inside, all the stories of the world swirled like captured stars. Anansi clutched his prize, his heart pounding with greed and triumph. He would be the keeper of all knowledge, the most famous creature in the world. As he scurried down the vine ladder, he whispered to himself, "All the stories, mine, all mine." But his excitement made him careless. His foot slipped. The heavy pot tumbled from his grasp, falling through the air, toward the village below. Anansi watched in horror as his treasure plummeted. The pot crashed in the center of the village square, shattering into 1,000 pieces. But what spilled out wasn't dust or clay. It was light. Thousands of glowing orbs, like fireflies, zipped out of the broken pot. Each orb was a story, and they flew into the ears and hearts of the villagers who had gathered for their evening meal. Suddenly, the quiet village square came alive. An elder began to tell a tale of a clever hare. A group of children started acting out the story of a foolish king. Laughter, songs, and whispers filled the air, carried on the rhythm of celebratory drums. The stories, once locked away, were now free, shared among everyone. Anansi landed in a heap, dazed and empty, but as he watched the joy spreading through his village, a slow smile spread across his face. He had tried to hoard the stories for himself, but in his failure, he had given the greatest gift of all. From his throne in the clouds, Nyame watched it all unfold. A knowing smile touched his lips as the stories rippled across the land like rivers after a rain. Anansi, no longer just a trickster, became the master storyteller. He wove new webs, not just of silk, but of words, retelling his grand adventure with a wink and a grin. And his story, the tale of how stories came to be, spread across the plains and mountains, carried by travelers and griots. And so, to this day, when you see a spider weaving its intricate web in a quiet corner, remember Anansi. Remember that all stories belong to him, yet they belong to all of us. They are meant to be shared, to be told around a crackling fire under a sky full of stars, ensuring they live forever. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this tale, don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories from around the world.